nobody is coming to save you. Get up. Be your own hero.
So I just picked up a hitchhiker and he seemed like a nice guy, and after a couple minutes he said, "Aren't you worried that I might be a serial killer?" And I was like, no, the chances of two serial killers being in the same car.
Katie Hopkins on Live talks about Philip Schofield.
So, the brief summary on Philip Schofield that no one else can say and no one else is willing to say because everybody wants their TV career or their booking or their future bookings on SAS Who Dares Wins or whatever, is that his brother, obviously, was just done for, a small child. Philip was close to his brother before, you've seen the pictures. And in order to try and distance himself, he says, "I no longer have a brother," which personally I find very disappointing, because actually if something went very badly wrong with any of my family, I would want to be there in some way to try and help all of us cope, even if I found them to be utterly despicable. I like to think I would, like if someone was a massive druggie, I'm all about trying to, you partner with a person to try and help them, right? Even if that means going to prison, you put them in prison. Saying I don't have a brother, I find that to be disgusting. Because what are you then? What, you're just washing your hands of it, pretending that you never knew him, pretending that you never shared a drink with him, which Philip 100% did. Two, ITV This Morning have to pretend that they know nothing about this, that this doesn't matter. And then everybody at ITV This Morning, and I know who they are, and they know I know, knew about Philip and this. He started seeing this guy or knowing this guy when he was like 8 years old, wasn't it, Matthew? And then he continued to know him. Then he became a runner. Then he was a runner on all of the shows, Ice Show, This Morning, whatever. And everyone has to turn a blind eye. And then you get Willabooby, in order to keep their jobs together, conducting the chorus of "Isn't He Brave?" No, he's not. And the wife playing along as well. All of them complicit in something that's utterly disgusting. And yet he still has a job and he's supposed to be the hero of the piece. No, sordid, ITV's sordid, Philip Schofield is sordid and he knows it. And no one else wants to say it because everybody wants to look after their jobs. Well, fuck your jobs. Because you weren't going to give them to me anyway. Okay, my loves, how was that? That was good? It was just honest. And I guess that's what's in short supply these days.
God. So Philip Schofield has returned to the sofa at This Morning, and he was in hiding because his brother had been convicted of messing around with young boys and sex assaults against young children. Meanwhile, Philip is back, and ITV This Morning are pretending that no one had any idea that for the longest time something very strange was going on between Philip and a very young showrunner. So much so that they went out for dinner and this runner was on all of Philip's shows, and Uncle Philip used to give him some very special attention at quite a young age, at which point Ruth, who also used to be on the show before she was binned, put in a complaint about certain behaviours that were never then talked about. Now it turns out that Holly Willoughby has actually gone and done a runner because it's said that she has shingles, and we don't know whether these are the sort of shingles that you get because your co-host brother has been found guilty of sexual assaults against children, or whether they're the sort of shingles that you get because your co-host had some quite unusual relationships with a young runner himself, or whether they're the sort of shingles that you get because you had COVID jabs and that caused this massive uptick in shingles that no one is prepared to talk about. And meanwhile, ITV are trying to pretend that there's nothing going on and there's nothing to see here. A bit like a duck that's very calm on the surface of the water, but underneath is paddling like fuck and shitting itself at the same time.